What's good, what's good? I am your host, Jason JWILLDOESTV, and I got my guy, Mr. What will he be today? What's up, man?
Ain't nothing, man. Nothing. Been listening to Tupac for the last 20 minutes or so.
This nigga on his by any means necessary shit.
No,
that Tupac get you up militant and shit.
Oh. No, not necessarily. Not me. Not necessarily. I was just listening to his different styles. Like his style. No. I mean, it does, but no, that ain't all Pac talked about. So, no. I was just listening to his different styles, like how he sounded when he first came out, and then versus like where he went to later, you know. And it was interesting, man, seeing his progression as an artist.
His progression as an artist. You talking about Pac, right?
Mm-hmm.
Did you think he was a lyrical artist? You think he lyrical? Or he was? Well, I ask you that. Do you think do you think he was lyrical? I'll just ask that first.
Yeah, he was lyrical.
I would say he was a good rapper. I wouldn't say he was lyrical.
Are we talking about the same person?
More motivational. You talking about Pac, Tupac?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
When I consider lyrical, I'm thinking like Jay-Z, Biggie, Nas. Pac wasn't lyrical like that. He was a great rapper, yes. He wasn't a lyrical rapper, no.
So what do you consider? Give me a definition of lyrical.
I gave you 3 examples.
No. Give me a definition. Give me a definition of lyrical.
Well, I mean,
I'm asking you because I hear people say such and such and such is lyrical. And Noriega asked Cameron that same question, and there's nothing wrong with not being lyrical. I'm asking.
I think
for the
people
sake of the listener too.
I think people get that lyricist. I think that word is thrown out too loosely. For like people will call a good rapper a lyricist. Tupac wasn't good with wordplay. He didn't have the wordplay. He didn't have he was inspirational and motivated, and he had some ratchet songs or whatever like that, but I wouldn't call him lyrical. I really can't give a definition. I mean, lyrical is lyrical in definition, but as far as I can give any, my definition of lyrical would be like the Jay-Z, would be like Game. Hell, T.I. I don't think Tupac was on that level like that. Big Crit. I don't think he was on that level like that. I'm sure if he had the chance to continue on rapping, he probably would have. I mean, as much as he rapped, that craft would have gotten to that point. But I don't think he was a lyricist.
I can't agree with that. Because Tupac wrote poetry. He wrote poetry before he started rapping. And he was a great poet. And
but a poet don't make you a lyricist.
Poets that are able to transfer their words to music and write songs. He spent a lot of time writing songs. If you listen to their first album, Strictly for My Niggas, there was a lot of lyricism in that album. A whole lot of lyricism in that album.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. I don't. I'm not saying that he can't rap. I'm not saying that.
Well, hold up.
A lot of times people get that misconstrued when I say he's not a lyricist. People think that I'm saying that he wasn't a great rapper or a good.
But you gotta be able to define lyricism though.
Okay, so let me ask you this. You would say that Tupac could hold his own against.
What is the definition of lyric?
I mean, I can't physically give you a worded definition, sir. But I gave you 3 examples of what I thought a lyricist is.
But you can't. Nah. If you gonna debate lyricists, you got to tell me what being a lyricist is, because those dudes gave Tupac his props as being a lyricist.
I think they gave him a props for being a great rapper, a dope rapper.
Nah, dude. Nah. I think a lot of, and somebody said this on a pod. They said that a lot of Tupac's actual writing and his lyrics and his songs got overlooked because of his aggressive behavior, especially like the last. And I give an example. Corrupt said it too. Corrupt was like basically Tupac, his last the double disc. I was just listening to it. All Eyes on Me, right?
Mm-hmm.
All Eyes on Me is a classic all time, not just hip hop. That's a classic album, music album. Both of them, CD1 and CD2, like classic. I mean, it's a lot of dope songs on there. It's a lot of hits on both CDs. I can't see a person. I can't see a person like Corrupt is lyrical. Corrupt is one of the dopest MCs.
Right.
Corrupt. What's his name? Corrupt. Oh my God, I can't think of the producer that was being interviewed. But anyway, I kind of get what you're saying about Tupac. I kind of get what you're saying, but saying that Tupac wasn't lyrical at all, but then
I didn't say he wasn't lyrical at all. I wouldn't put him up there as a lyricist.
Okay. So you can't. So okay. So
according to the definition of a lyricist, I mean, it's a very vague definition. The definition is a writer of song lyrics, a lyric poet, one versed in lyrical composition, a person who writes the lyrics of a song. If that's the case, everybody is a lyricist.
Well, no, that's not. No,
everybody can write lyrics to a song.
That's actually a really good definition.
So
but
that's what.
Okay. All right.
The only reason why I say it so loosely is because of the simple fact of a lot of times. Usually we put in like the top rappers or whatever who is good with wordplay in that position or whatever, right? No. Everybody. When we have this conversation, ain't a lyricist. No.
Okay, I'm not getting it because
So
all of the
maybe how the definition of how people use it is differently from how I receive it, because
because
how we use this conversation,
all of the top
how people use rapper and lyricist is two different conversations a lot of times.
But I'm saying, in order for you to be a great rapper, you gotta at least be a decent lyricist. I'm assuming, because like on that, when people start talking about the greatest of all time, all of those dudes are lyricists. Biggie's a lyricist. LL Cool J is a lyricist. Nas is a lyricist. Jay-Z is a lyricist. Um, um,
Okay, so
like
all right, so you can be a lyricist but not a great rapper then. So, cause
no, well, no. That so those two, you can be a great no. In order for you to be a great rapper, you have to be a lyricist. But you can be a lyricist and not necessarily a great rapper. Like, I'll give you an example. Great rappers also have to have like the entertainment value. They have to have they got to have a certain level of like swag, or now I don't even want to say swag, but they got to have like the it factor. Like for instance,
I mean, that's
Rick
sex
Ross,
appeal,
not
though.
all of his songs are lyrical, but he's a great rapper. No. It's not. And it's not just that. It's a whole lot of different things. Like it could be sex appeal. It could be the gangster element. It could be just they're just great entertainers. It could be stage presence. It could be all of that. But Rick Ross is an example. I would say of somebody who's a great rapper, but not all of his songs are lyrical. Like he got some songs where he just get downright lyrical, and then some songs where he just kind of repeating the same stuff over and over again. You know what I'm saying? But
that's him. That's him catching. That's him.
When we're talking about like all of those great rappers, but that's true. Like I get it. Like I totally get it because listening to the interview with Cameron, like I've saw like over Cameron's career, I've heard Cameron do the same thing in some songs where Cameron like got busy. You know what I'm saying? Where he said himself, he was like, they asked him was like when it come down to lyrics, could you have been more? He was like, oh yeah, like I could definitely get really lyrical, but when it came down to what like the people wanted to hear and what sold records, I chose the. Nah, that's not. I didn't ask him that question. No. Somebody in the studio asked him that question.
I know, but
and
that's
he
what I'm
answered
saying.
the question.
I'm making a statement based off of what you said.
So they. Oh, okay. No, he was. The question was asked. He was like, "Yeah, I feel like I could have been more lyrical, as far as like when you start talking about Jay-Z and Nas, and when Jay-Z made the statement that he dumbed down for his audience and doubled his dollars, and he was like, he was at a chick house one time, and he was listening to Jay and Nas, and then he was listening to Nas, and the chick was like, "Well, when I go to the club, I don't want to take a dictionary with me to the club. I don't want to bring out a dictionary." Basically, because of Nas. Right, basically because of Nas's high level of lyricism and Jay-Z being a lyricist, but also knowing how to play on words but still do a club banger. Like you got two different sides of the same coin. And that's what I was saying is for instance, like a guy named Wordsworth is probably one of my favorite lyricists. But overall, as a rapper, he doesn't really have the appeal. You know what I'm saying? He's an underground dude. He's been underground the whole time, backpacker, etc. Like straight lyricist, like straight lyricists. You know what I'm saying? But not all lyricists have the flow or have the voice or the sound that catches and captivates people. You know what I'm saying? Like certain people, like it's a dude, as a matter of fact.
So you're saying that he was both? So
it's a cat named Sky.
You would say Pac is both?
Who?
A great lyricist and rapper.
Yeah, Pac was both because he could do he could really do some stupid stuff. Like for instance, like the song "Hit 'Em Up." That's a lyrical song, but it was just really like dissing. You know what I'm saying? It was a diss song. But if you listen to Temptations, if you listen to Temptations, it was a little bit of lyrics, it was a little bit of kind of like innuendo and some other stuff. But that first album, strictly for my niggas, it was like a lot of, it was just heavy with lyrics because he was still like kind of underground at the time. You know what I'm saying? But now
I guess
when he
I really
went
wasn't
to,
into that strictly
you
for my
know,
niggas
like
album.
when he,
I ain't listen to that joint. Outside of Brenda's Got a
I
Baby
cannot
and
believe you ain't listen to that.
I mean, outside of Brenda's Got a Baby and it's a couple other songs, but I don't remember really listening to the whole album.
I mean, like even if you didn't listen to the whole album, like those songs were lyrical songs. The Brenda's Got a Baby song told a story that made
Oh,
sense.
I ain't doubting that song.
You know what I'm saying? And, yeah. So, and I give you another example. I was just mentioning this cat named Skyzoo, like super lyrical dude, super duper lyrical dude. But and like I like some of his, like I like several of his songs, as a matter of fact. But I can't listen to him. He don't have a voice that makes me want to listen to an entire album of his music. You know what I'm saying? And it's several people like that. Like they have some songs that I like and they lyrical, but they don't have a voice where I just want to listen to it for 8, 9, 10, 11 tracks. You know what I'm saying? Like certain people just got the voice.
Right? That's Eminem for me. I can't listen to Eminem for a long period of time.
I mean, like everybody has their preference. But you know what's interesting? MC Serge said that, and I didn't remember it, but Noriega said it too. Like when Eminem first came out, like he was out way before. Like Eminem had been out like a long period of time before he hooked up with Dre. Like a considerable amount of time before he hooked up with Dre. And like when he first came out, he was like basically
Slim Shady was a re-release.
Like the rapper that he wanted to be. Yeah, I know. And so he had been rapping for a while. And it was like when he first came out, like when he first started rapping, you know, of course our rappers, like when they first start, usually sound a little bit like somebody else. You know what I'm saying? And but he didn't sound like, he kind of developed that sound over time. But I think the interesting thing is too, as far as like star quality and all of that. And I got a question while we on hip hop, and then we can move on to the next thing.
Well, actually, let me go ahead and because we already started off on a tangent. Let me go ahead and what's good. I am your host, Jason JWILLDOESTV, and I got my guy, Mr. New Bucket Hat Boy. Finally got a bucket hat. Mr. Ivan, the Grizzly, the Great.
What it do?
What's good? And we are the Off on the Tangent podcast, episode 88? 87?
So. One of them.
Yeah, we had one of them. Yeah, one. And as you can see, we already off on the tangent already, talking about hip hop, talking about lyricists, who's a lyricist, who's a dope rapper. And also would like to give a shout out to all the viewers and listeners. Thank you. We appreciate you. But yeah, let's go ahead and get back to the shit. So this hip hop conversation.
Yeah, so one of the things I've been noticing about Moneybagg Yo,
that nigga everywhere, man. I'm loving that shit. He is on everybody's album right now.
Yeah, he is, man. I just want to say shout out to Moneybagg. Anybody that's watching is listening to it. He may listen to it, I don't know, but man, I just want to say shout out to Moneybagg, man. I'm proud of you, brother. I'm proud to see your growth and what you've been doing. And what I also admire about rappers, like especially young rappers, when I say young rappers and entertainers, is you can tell he putting the work in. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, because you see him everywhere right now.
Because you're seeing them everywhere. Like that's work.
You're seeing them everywhere. Everybody want him
Yeah, like they want him on
they want his voice on their album.
right,
So
on
I'm
their
digging that
album, on
shit.
their projects, yeah. And I'm loving that. You know what I mean? Like it's not just the, not just it's it's a good look for the city, no doubt, but it's a good look for him. Obviously a good look for CMG.
I want to give a shout
Go ahead.
out to another rapper. He ain't from Memphis per se, but it's I think he is from Memphis, but right now he in Nashville. A dude named Isaiah Rashad. Isaiah Rashad raps with TDE, and he rap with Kendrick Lamar and Ab-Soul and J Rock and all them. He got a new song out with Duke Deuce from Memphis, and they flipped they flipped that song "Riding in the Chevy." Riding in the Chevy, yeah. We also smoked the ink. So they flipped that, and that shit so fucking hard, man. That shit so fucking hard.
I'm gonna listen to that tonight.
Anybody go look for if you while you listening to this podcast, if you on Tidal or Apple Music or whatever, search for Isaiah Rashad and Duke Deuce. I forgot what the name of the fucking song is. Hold on, let me pull that song up. But that John hard, man. If you know anything about DJ Paul 16, DJ Paul 16, cause that's what it's off of. If you know anything about that, and you know anything about those For the Summer songs that Paul came out on that album, that was one of those songs, Riding in the Chevy, and how they flipped it, John. They got the doom 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 doom. Looping in that John, they just flowing off that bitch. This shit hard, man. This shit hard.
I always like to see the old school. It's funny we call it old school now, but I remember when it was out. See the new schoolers hop on our old school and flip it. I love to see it.
It's called Lay With You.
Okay.
But yeah, they're trying hard. So anytime with these new Memphis rappers, man, like some of them I don't be feeling, but when I'm feeling one, I let folks know. It's another dude, Memphis. What's that nigga name? Chug Jamal, I think. Chug. I want to say it's either Chug Jamal or Chug. CHUGG Jamal. I know he got a new little album finna get ready to come out. He just got a collaborator song with Fly. But that nigga hard too, man. That nigga hard, man. And we talking about lyricists. He really got some little wordplay with his shit.
Well, if it's anybody associated with Fly, they gotta have some lyrics, because that's the original one, not the original, but one of the original Memphis lyricists right there.
Yeah. I give it that. But yeah, that shit hard, man. Like I said, when you get off the joint or when you get ready to go to work tomorrow, when you cutting grass or whatever, that shit hard, man. You're gonna be a gangster walking in somebody's yard. While we are on music still, hey man, I gotta put respect on the Migos name, man. That's all I gotta say.
On the Migos, I listened to the Migos album.
That album is hard, and I've been rocking with the Migos since they first came out, and I remember when people used to call them niggas mumble rappers. I'm like, shit, I understood every motherfucking thing they was saying. They weren't mumbling to me, but the growth in the music that they choose to rap over, how they rapping. That Avalanche song, man, Papa was a Rolling Stone.
Yeah.
That shit hard, man.
Yeah. Bro, when
Papa
it came
was a Rolling Stone. Mama!
I was like, that boom, 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 boom. I said, hold up, dog. Wait a minute. I said, hold up. Bruh. I said, okay.
The fact that he
As I
rapped
said,
over that
don't.
joint with no bass, and that joint kicked in right when the chorus came in.
Yeah. It was
That shit was
perfect.
hard, man. That shit was hard, man.
Somebody posted on Instagram, Jay-Z sent them a text message saying he song and he liked the whole project.
I can see that. The whole album.
You heard me? Oh, okay, yeah.
The whole album dope.
Yeah, the album was dope. I listened to it the other day. I was like, yeah, these boys, I think they got what you want as far as longevity is concerned, outside of their collaborations and other projects that they've done outside of each other. I think that that Culture 3 is probably, I don't know yet. It's still early. So we'll wait.
It will be their classic album.
I don't know. I said that's why I said I would wait before I say that. It's too early.
It will be their classic album.
No,
I'm saying it.
I actually like Culture too. I'm a fan of Culture too. So I don't know.
But what I'm saying is you have to listen to what I'm saying. I'm saying that this will be their classic album. All the other albums are cool. This will be their classic album.
No, it's still early. I'm not saying it won't be. I'm just waiting. I just want to wait and see how it turns out.
I would say for nigga, what the fuck?
Hello, man. I lost my screen here. Hold up.
Gotcha.
I'm trying to figure out what happened.
This nigga got the boogeyman in the house and shit. Hello, Sam. I've been looking for you, face ass.
Man, you stupid. What'd you say? All right, I'm back.
They turned the lights out on your head. Mama!
Mama!
I mean, I would. The reason why I say it's a classic because this joint, I can see every song is from beginning to end is replayable multiple times. Like
I've only listened to it once.
I would say this. You've been a fan of music. I think you're a fairly good judge of character when it comes to music. So I think you know when you have heard a classic or not when you hear it. No?
I mean, you do, but I try not to, as I get older, I used to say that, like, oh, this is a classic, that's a classic, or whatever.
Oh, no. I don't use that term loosely like that.
No, I'm not saying I use it loosely either, because if I think it is, I just think it is. But what I'm saying is I'm listening more, especially to music that I don't necessarily, because I used to be really big into underground and backpack rap, right?
Right.
So when I broadened my horizons and I expanded my musical palette, I started to understand that,
you ain't like the hood ratchet music.
I started to understand it. Well, it's not necessarily hood ratchet, because there's some underground stuff that's hood and ratchet too. It's just talked about differently. You know what I'm saying? Right. You know what I mean? Like Jay Dilla went to strip clubs all the time. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people don't know about that. But what I and High Tech made beats for G Unit. You know what I'm saying? So it's like music is music. Hip hop is hip hop. It's just various various avenues that you go in with it. And so what I started listening more to is like content. Um, I don't expect for Migos to sound like nobody but the Migos. You know what I'm saying?
Man, dude.
But if you're able to do so, what now?
Now I was just saying that album is an amazing
No, I'm
album.
saying, see, that's what I'm saying. And it's about production. It's about the flow of the album. It's about the songs. Like if you got 4, 5, 6 hit songs on the, I mean, if you got if you got 4 hit songs
Bruh,
on the album, you
bruh.
basically say that. I'm
It,
sorry.
I, what I'm saying, all right, you make mention of the production. Do you know that they can take the music off and that shit will still be hard? That's what I'm saying. You can take the music away.
No, I don't
Take the
agree with
music.
that.
Take the music off. If you take the music off of Avalanche, take it off. If you take that Papa Was a Rolling Stone, how they harmonize on that fucking song together, that shit will still be bumping.
I'm not saying it won't be bumping, but the production is what gives it the the production is
It
what
gives it that
is.
added oomph to it. Yes,
Well, I
yes, it
mean,
does.
how many? But I'm saying that's what makes it like a total project. Like so,
That's why I call it the
maybe
classic.
maybe they will put it out a cappella because Jay put he put American Gangsta out a cappella.
And
You
I'm
know
a
what I'm
sucker.
saying?
I'm a sucker for live instrumentation, and I think that's the reason why I like the. Because I think I seen the video before I seen the song, heard the song. And
Uh-huh.
when I saw the video and I'm listening to the band playing, and they was on Jimmy Fallon playing that joint, I was like, man, this shit is fucking hard, man.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I'm
But if I was the Migos at the same time too, I would feel offended as far as this uh, this love that I'm getting about how great this album sounds. I'd be like, nigga, all my albums been sounding like this. You been sleeping on me.
but artists don't artists artists typically after a period of time, they expect that from people because artists give themselves a tough time about their music, but they also realize like that most people weren't listening to the Migos in the beginning because of the mumble rap label and because of they just like people made fun of it. You know what I'm saying? So, but now the fact that here we are, like they have not just 3 albums. I think they got like 5 albums out. Like initially, um, people seeing their growth as artists. Like yeah, and like I don't have a pro
And I
like
think
I
that's
was
what I like
listening
about it
to.
too. That's what makes it so dope for me is because you see that growth and you hear it. That's what make this album so
Yeah,
bumping
and
because
if you're
the
if
growth is there and you hear the growth, the
yeah,
wordplay.
yeah,
It brought up the conversation where you gotta ask who's the better rapper out of the group now.
it's got to be what is it Offset? No,
Cause
what's
you
his
got
name?
you got Quavo, Offset, and Takeoff. Who do you think is the better
No,
rapper
it's
out of the
Takeoff.
group?
It's Takeoff. It's Takeoff. It's
Why you say
Takeoff.
Takeoff?
Hands down, it's Takeoff. It's Takeoff because like Quavo and Offset have the voice. Obviously Quavo has probably got the most. I don't know. Quavo's probably no. Well, Quavo and Offset both have really distinctive voices. Like it's them. But
Right.
Takeoff lyrically, I think Takeoff. He
He doesn't capture the attention, but now you automatically focus
right,
on his words
right,
because the attention isn't really on him.
right. And
I
plus
get it.
now, and then now with this album in particular, like he really went in on this album. Like he really went in on this album because you can hear him rapping. Like you can hear him actually rapping. And it's not, you're not paying attention to the ad libs as much. Like you hear the ad libs, but you actually hear him rapping. And that's
Yeah.
why I said like he's the superior out of the three. And I think the other two, they admitted to it. They was like he the best rapper out of all three of them.
Really?
You know what I'm saying? They talked to them about that. Both of them said that he was the best out of all three of them. And from this album, I can see that. Like I agree.
So
don't get me wrong. The other two can rap. I got to give it to them. All three of them can rap.
Yeah. And I think that's what was making them so much better because they're sharpening their skills amongst each other.
Yeah. Right. Exactly. But to like I
didn't mean for us to spend so much time on that, but yeah, this one hard though, man.
No, it's all good. It's all good because I listened to it. I listened to in rotation real quick. The new Griselda project, the Smoke Dizzle project, the Peter Rosenberg project is so hard, dude. Like this is, oh my God.
This shit was hard, man. That Peter Rosenberg hard. The Smoke Dizzle was straight. It was dope. But that Rosenberg got
But the Rosenberg got so many.
He got repeat play.
It's got so much. It's got so many. Like it's just
from beginning to end.
Yeah, that whole rebirth of Wu-Tang. Just like I was like, dude, this is crazy. I was like, this is flat foot. Like this is crazy. Like this is the kind of hip hop that I grew up on. You know what I'm saying? Like besides Ball and G, besides UGK, like the originally, like that's the hip hop I grew up on. You know what I'm saying? So I gotta give a shout out to them. Like I gotta give a shout out to him. And then listening to his story on Drink Champs and listen to him talk about the whole process about his career and stuff like that. Like a lot of stuff made sense. Like a lot of it made sense. Yeah, a lot of it made sense.
I'm gonna have to catch up on a lot of those episodes because I still haven't seen I still haven't seen the MC Search John that you were telling me about.
Dude, you gotta. Oh my God!
And you know what's weird? The reason why I should have been up on it already is because, well, I ain't gonna say he was one of my favorite rappers, but one of my favorite groups was Third Base. I used to love Third Base.
Dude, you have
Gas Face.
Got to see that interview. You gotta see, man. All I'm gonna say is, and then we can move on. Is there's so much that dude has been involved in that I didn't even know he was involved in, and it's like, okay, like this dude is one of them dudes. Plus, you know, he's an old head. Like he's an old head. You know what I'm saying? Like he older than Nas and Jay. Like he was around when them dudes was kids. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? Like he was around when Def Jam first started. You know what I'm saying? And so he was like back in the LL days. You know what I'm saying? You gotta out, man. Like you gotta take it out.
Man, your Wi-Fi is breaking you up horribly right now. I ain't get to catch nothing of what you just said.
Are you serious, man?
I mean, it was breaking up like mad robotic.
Cause like yours doing the same thing.
Mine is my microphone. I don't know what the fuck going on with that jump.
I got full action. Man, yeah, you got that jump from that Walmart over there at
Nah, I done dropped it a couple of times. Nah, I done dropped it a couple of times.
Oh, that man.
I think it's this.
Yeah, that's
cable,
what she said. Anyway.
I hope she ain't dropped it a couple of times. Oh man, man, she. You know what? No. Next topic. Next topic.
Yeah, so,
next topic. I ain't even gonna touch that.
Hey, check this out.
That's what he said.
Hey, man. So real quick, like to sports, real quick. I gotta say, man, them Phoenix Suns looking real good.
Dude, I am glad you brought that up.
They hooping.
We talked about Chris Paul. We talked about Chris Paul last part.
Yeah.
But I don't think we talked about him enough. Dude, that game, what was it? The game yesterday?
Mm-hmm.
I would like to say that nigga beat that team by himself.
Yeah, he destroyed them on his own.
Man, that nigga had some play. How old is Chris Paul? First off,
36 years old.
Okay, that nigga came down the court. Now, mind you, when I first saw the play, I thought he lost the ball, is what I thought. I thought he lost the ball. He was coming down the court. Jokic was in front of him. So I'm thinking he dribbling and he lost the handle of the ball and he got it again and he shot it. What I realized he did after they were talking about it, this nigga dribbled up the court. He spent the ball in the way, so when it hit the ground, it came back to him like a fucking yo-yo.
Yep, the backspin. Yeah.
And he made it look like he lost the ball in the process. And he came back to it. It came back to him, and he shot. I was like, man, this nigga here, man.
Yeah.
That was some cold ass shit, my nigga.
Yeah, that's when you put that. He put that backspin on that giant.
I've done shit like that, but I do it in a way where when I throw it, it spins to the person who I've thrown it to. Seeing that coming back to him like a yo-yo, man, that shit was hard as hell.
Yeah, man, 36, he know all the tricks of the trade, man. I'm just glad, he getting his respect. He should have been getting it.
And they swept him.
And they swept him 4-0. Like, that was a huge
Not a gentleman's sweep.
Nah, that was
it's
4-0.
Like, fuck out of here.
Yeah, that was 4-0. Like, y'all gotta go. The Western Conference Finals, I think is gonna be interesting to see from a perspective of
what you think
matchups.
All right, so
but I think
who you think gonna go into the finals? Let's ask that question.
To the finals?
Yes.
The Eastern and West together?
Yes.
Okay. It's gonna be. I think it's gonna be Brooklyn and Phoenix. I'm gonna say Brooklyn and Phoenix.
I think the ship is falling apart for Brooklyn.
Because of the injuries?
Yes. They're happening at the wrong time. And they haven't said yet. I think it might be something wrong with Blake Griffin. He didn't come back at all in the game, that last game. He didn't come back at all in the fourth quarter.
Oh yeah.
So that's a question.
Or do you think they playing possum? To throw the other team off.
Why would you play possum though? I wouldn't play possum. I wouldn't play possum with the Bucks. Definitely not trying to give them no confidence or nothing.
I'm just throwing it out there because, well, first of all, I mean, let me rephrase that. Not play possum, but for instance, now one thing I will say.
Okay, so you mean resting them? So you mean like resting them to the next series and let Kevin Durant
Yeah,
win the
yeah,
series?
yeah, yeah. Well, not necessarily win it, but basically kind of steal some rest time, like a little bit of rest time. You know what I'm saying? Between games. But I don't think from Kyrie Irving's injury history, I don't think that that's the case. I really do think Kyrie's hurt, and I also think James Harden is hurt. So
Man, you really cannot recover
that's
from
kind
a
of
hamstring.
well, it just depends on how bad it is. It depends on how bad it is. But that's a fatigue injury, and I think that's something that people need to really think about. Is some of these like the AD injuries, those are all fatigue injuries. You know what I'm saying? Those are all fatigue. It's like you get those from playing. Like it ain't you made a sudden move and you twisted some or you turned your ankle or something like that. But those are all fatigue injuries. And so with Kyrie's ankle messing up, like
Man,
that's troublesome.
that nigga ankle touched the hardwood.
Yeah, yeah,
If you really
and
look at that
he
junk,
even told,
the bone touched the
yeah,
hardwood.
yeah, and so and you never know how that comes out because it could be what they call a what do they call a hyperextension. You know what I'm saying? Where they say hyperextended ankle or whatever.
Right.
Basically, you almost broke your ankle. You know what I'm saying? Except you didn't break it. A bad. You kind of wish you did because it hurts worse that way than it does if you did break your ankle.
Right.
No, for real. Like that's what they say is you much rather break your junk than to have a high ankle sprain because it hurts worse than getting your ankle broken.
Because you can't really put no pressure on this junk.
You know, I don't because yeah, you can't put any pressure on like because of the swelling. Um, you know, I agree with you. Like it's like, man, this is like the wrong time for your guys to get hurt, man. Like so,
If
you know,
I say this,
don't know,
I
maybe
would
some
say this:
heroics, but
if they beat Milwaukee, they not beating the next team. Which is
they would have to. They gonna need a who's that? Atlanta? Did Atlanta? Is that that's
it will be the winner
Atlanta?
of Atlanta Philly.
Atlanta, Philly, right? Philly. Well,
They not beating Philly with just Kevin Durant.
nah, they not beating Philly with just Kevin Durant.
And they definitely not. I don't think they would beat Atlanta with just Kevin Durant.
They would have a better shot beating Atlanta than they would Philly. They would have a better shot. Not saying they would, but they would just have a better shot.
Yeah,
Because
maybe the inexperience.
Philly got way. Yeah, exactly. That and Philly got way more weapons. You know what I mean? Atlanta's got weapons, but they don't have as many as Philadelphia.
I will say this, and only because the story is right for them and everything like this. I'm putting Phoenix in the finals because the storyline is great for them right now. If we're going by storyline, all of that, you know, the whole Chris Paul with Monty Williams and all this, that whole storyline is great. But if you look at on the other side, everybody's teams is falling apart. That's the only reason why I say Chris Paul and them right now, their time is perfect right now to win it all.
Yeah.
Injuries for Brooklyn.
Because they're the healthiest team.
Injuries
they don't have any
from
injuries
Philly.
that I know of.
Right.
Yeah.
Because we forget.
We got injuries. Embiid's been hurt.
Embiid is injured. Although he's playing great, he's still injured.
Right.
He's a trip and fall away from being out for the rest of the season.
Right.
So
man,
yeah,
I just
that yeah. I could see Phoenix right now. I could see Phoenix winning it all right now.
I'm gonna say Phoenix and Philly. Phoenix. I'm gonna say Phoenix too. I'm gonna call Phoenix. I'm gonna say Phoenix. I'm gonna say Phoenix coming out of the West. Phoenix gonna win a chip this year.
Because even
and real quick, another sports thing.
Because even with Donovan Mitchell hurt.
Go ahead. We know Donovan Mitchell was hurt last series.
So he's still working on. He's still with an injury though.
Yeah, Donovan Mitchell was hurt during the Memphis series. Remember?
Right.
So it didn't just disappear. It was like, nah, I gotta play this, and we in the playoffs. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So let's flip to baseball real quick. Have you heard about the new baseball about them using this substance that wasn't on the banned substance list that was making pitches like basically unhittable?
So yes and no, because I really don't follow baseball. So there's really not my sport, but I did catch something about that where a player was, I saw a pitcher was apologizing about something, and then they were showing after his apology, what was it? They were showing his percentage going down after he quit taking. After he quit taking this herb, it was like a herb or some type of candy or whatever this nigga was taking. So now there was like his ball that he was throwing was like 98 or something like that, and now he throws them is like a 75.
Yeah. So basically, they had two things. They had guys that were still using some forms of PEDs, but it wasn't like on the banned substance list. And then they had this substance they were putting on their hands that was causing the ball to have it had like a backspin on it that was like 10 times the normal spin. So basically,
they greasing the ball.
You couldn't hit it. Nobody could hit it. And so like guys were using that, you know what I'm saying? Because it wasn't on the banned substance list. So they went and found something else that wasn't on the list and started using it. So then the umpires caught wind of it a game a couple weeks ago. And then I think they kicked this person out who was using or whatever. But they just keep finding ways to cheat in baseball.
Everybody cheats, man. I'll put it like this. When the NBA starts banning HGH, it's going to be a whole different story in the NBA.
Oh yeah, human growth hormone.
Yes. Oh yeah. LeBron James gonna be out of there, but he already out of there anyway. Okay, I'll put it like this. There is a different LeBron James in the season. No? You get two different LeBron James in the season. Yeah. The LeBron James that is damn near ball, that nigga is on that HGH supplement pack. You'll have a LeBron James who has hair, and then you'll have a LeBron James where he got the George Jefferson going on. What people don't know, HGH calls male pattern baldness. That's a sign of especially if you use it in large amounts. So just think, he's been bald. He's been showing male pattern baldness since he came into the NBA.
Actually, he has it. It happened like, I want to say it was like when he went back. No, this is when it happened.
His hair was thinning for a while, man. It's been thinning for a while.
But it wasn't his first couple years though. It was only after he went back to Cleveland. When he went back to Cleveland and he stopped wearing that headband, because he was wearing the headband. He already had like a high.
Because he had the headband.
But I'm saying but no, it wasn't in the top. It was in the front of his head. Yeah. I remember this specifically. he was taking the headband and covering it up. So when he went back to Cleveland, he stopped wearing a headband.
But
He was getting his
that's
haircut low.
that's
So you
that's them
still couldn't
HGH
see it.
supplements.
Yeah, but right. But you couldn't see it, and then the bald spot in the top of his head showed up. And that's when everybody was like, this man loses his hair. But he kept trying to, like, I don't know what you think he doing, because I'm like, bruh, you literally have no hair in the top of your head. Like,
But
what
he
are you
really
doing?
not
Like,
really
I want to cut
losing
it
it.
off. Like, come on, man.
It's a side effect. It's a side effect of taking HGH. But when you stop taking it, your hair grows back.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So that's why I say it's a different LeBron James, right? When he quit taking the large supplements, his hair will grow back, and you will start seeing that. But you'll also start seeing him taking rest days.
Right.
But when he going in and he running niggas over, that nigga on that HGH pack. I'm telling you, man. I'm telling you.
Oh man. So while we on that topic, we talking about, well, we ain't taking no HGH, but we talking about health and wellness.
Right.
And so I was reading some statistics earlier this week, as a matter of fact. Mental health, and also how it goes hand to hand with physical health. And the better your body feels, the better your mind feels, the better the mind feels, the better the body. So, excuse me, I started doing some research, looking at some stuff. Dr. Sebi, obviously, Dick Gregory, some other nutritionists, people that fast Gregory, and so forth and so on, to just kind of putting myself together, my own little personal plan.
I'll bring it up later. I'll bring it up later, because it don't have nothing to do with what we're talking about, but I do want to talk about something about Dick Gregory.
Okay. And just putting together myself, man, a plan of action for getting healthier. I've been losing weight and getting the proper amount of rest and sleep and stuff like that, because obviously now being lawn care season, I'm busy every single day of the week, from early to late. So I'm just trying to monitor the way I'm eating, obviously drink a lot of fluids and water, and all of that. But just recognize, I got a cooler full of just recognizing the imbalances sometimes that we have as far as our health goes, our eating habits, and also what we consume, even what we watch on TV and listen to through our headphones or whatever, how it affects us mentally. You know what I'm saying?
That is a form of ingestion as well.
Yeah, because you're taking it all in. I don't think we realize that. I just, just wanted to share that. Yeah, just wanted to share that, that important thing to me. And, shout out to everybody that's on their journey. Shout out to all the guys that are on their journey, the plus 40, plus 35, plus 40 club guys who are trying to get themselves in a proper shape, physically, mentally. And just keep working at it, keep doing your thing.
And like, real talk, it's all right to like admit that you depressed. It's okay to, I mean, when I say this, admit to yourself. A lot of us won't even admit that to themselves, that, man, I think I'm depressed. Man, I think I'm this, that, and the other. Because if you finally admit to it, you can finally try and do something about it to change it. Sometimes you be sitting in this motherfucking funk and don't know what to do. This whole being stuck in the house, this whole, I've been texting you, talking to you about it or whatever like that. Like, I can see how people snap and shit if you don't have people around you to help you to vent or open it up, or, you know what I'm saying, open yourself up. Because I was telling you, man, yesterday I was about to bust somebody's head open for some dumb shit.
Yeah.
Like, I actually seen it. I played it out in my head. I played it out in my head. I was gonna do it and then go straight to work. I was like,
yeah,
man, I'm about to go crazy, man.
Then them white boy documentaries when you said that, cause you know, they do that type of stuff and then go to work.
Yeah, you know they go kill the whole neighborhood.
You wouldn't have been able to do that. They ain't go to work.
But I guess the thing
saying that you depressed, man. Sometimes you have to speak your mind, open your mouth, and go ahead.
I think, yeah, I will say that will be one of the issue. A lot of times I'm holding my tongue. Things that I really want to tell somebody, I don't say. I don't. People think I get a lot of stuff off and I don't. You'll be amazed at the stuff that I don't say. So I caught myself being considerate of people by not saying certain things. But I think the more that we hold things in, it makes you depressed as well, or unhappy, or unhappy with yourself or something.
It can. I agree with that. You just have to learn the proper time to speak and the proper way to handle certain stuff. Because
I think the other issue is, how do you deal with the mental health part though? I think that's the part that really bothers everybody. You don't know what to do for the mental health.
Man, go get counseling.
But even outside of like people who don't believe in counseling or whatever like that, what do you do personally? That you know what, I'm gonna have to get my sister on here to ask some shit about that.
Yeah, personally, you go see a therapist. That's what you personally do. Like people be like, what if you don't go see therapists? You go see a therapist. Like if you have a heart attack right now, where they gonna take you to the ER, dumb? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like I don't be understanding. Like people be like, man, I don't believe in this.
Yeah,
I don't do that stuff. Okay,
we don't.
All right, go ahead.
Our skin folk don't believe in therapy.
I'm not finna let you. Yeah. I mean, come on. It's like if you go to a restaurant and ask for you go to a steak restaurant and ask for a steak, like you order a steak at a steak restaurant. Like you go to a vegan restaurant, you're not going to a vegan restaurant and get mad because they ain't got no steak.
I don't know, man. Some of us go to
you know what I'm saying? Like, because you know they sell steak.
Some of us go to a steak restaurant and order chicken tenders.
I mean, maybe so. I'm just saying, might be on the menu, but you don't go not expecting for them not to serve a steak. And you don't get mad either. You just go and don't order one. You just don't eat one.
Right.
But if that's what you want, then that's what you order because it's on the menu. Like, man, go to therapy. It ain't a bad thing. They got like apps like Headspace and stuff like that. You can use to go on there and listen to guided meditations, and man, this stuff is useful, man. Like it's useful. Like, you know, Pornhub can't take all your problems away.
It sure is enjoyable doing it though.
Yeah, but once you get done, you still got to deal with your problems.
Right. Once you get done, you're like, damn, here come my problem still here.
Yeah, exactly. So you got to do what you got to do about them, man.
But even if you having somebody to talk to, your problems are still there, though.
Man, they help you to process how to deal with it, or how to look at yourself differently and see if you really got a problem at all. Sometimes we don't really even have no problems. We just be mad about stuff that other people have done, holding ourselves hostage to their mistakes. Like, that ain't got nothing to do with you. It ain't got nothing to do with you. And we learn how to let that stuff go. Sometimes we'll be all right, but then this other stuff we got to deal with within ourselves. And we typically know what it is. We just need somebody to tell us and reaffirm. Because 9 times out of 10, we already know what it is. We just too cowardly to deal with.
Now, this ain't the first time that you said, made a statement about letting that shit go. All right, so I'm going to ask you, because it does seem very easy for you. And I think I've told you this before. I'm envious of that. And I'm not very envious of a lot of people, but I'm envious of people who are able to let things go off their back, like, you know, water off a back's duck. Water off a back's duck. Duck off a back. You know what I mean?
I wasn't gonna say nothing, nigga. I wasn't gonna say nothing. I ain't want to embarrass
you. But you know what I'm talking about? Where it's like, all right, well, because I know a lot of people think that of me, but that shit be bothering me a lot of times. Like if somebody don't fuck with me no more or saying something negatively, after sometimes that shit end up bothering me or affecting me, especially if it's somebody that I feel like that I fuck with. Like say for instance, if me and you fell out, well I ain't gonna say even fell out, but if I found out you said something negative about me or whatever like that, I would feel some kind of way because I would be like, man, why that nigga ain't just come and tell me like that? I thought we was cool, we could just talk about this shit. That type of thing. So that shit would bother me, but I feel like if it was on the other foot, if you heard that I said something about you, you'd be like, all right, man, whatever. And it wouldn't even bother you. You know what I'm saying? Like, I wish I could get there where I wouldn't allow shit where a nigga is able to change my energy.
Well, for one, you had to start putting the battery in your own back. Because the expectations are only what they are with the person. You know what I'm saying? Like you may not expect for me to say something about you behind your back, or you may expect for me to say something for you behind your back. Either way, if I'm not man enough to come to you and say it to your face, then like you know what type of person I am anyway at that point in time. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Myself, the way I approach stuff like that is like I don't have super high expectations of anybody because people are human. Not that they're capable of doing wrong, is that we're flawed. So I realize and actualize those flaws and those shortcomings within myself. And I say, like, man, I'm capable of doing some dumb stuff at some point in time, or I have before. So I don't have a problem with administering grace to people who need it. Now, it's certain people that don't deserve their grace. There's certain people that don't deserve their grace. And they either get excommunicated or they get dealt with in a manner that is less than gentlemanly on my behalf. But for the most part, nah, man. Like, no, Cameron said something about him and Jones beef, and he basically said, like, I'm never gonna diss Jim. I'm never gonna say nothing negative about him. The reason being is because that's my boy, and I know him, so I know he acting out of emotion. So I'm willing to accept it and be cool with that, and know that at some point we're gonna get a chance to sit down and talk and squash it and fix it. And I thought that was like the most mature statement ever. You know what I'm saying? Like I thought that was like super gangster. He was like, man.
And see, I'm like that.
I'm not gonna diss dude.
I'm like that because I still won't talk negatively about you or a person who has done me wrong or is talking negatively about me. But it still fuck with you. You know what I'm saying? Like, all right. He still fuck with you.
If you allow it to.
Yeah, I guess that's a thing
that was the whole
resurfacing all the time that I see. I need to correct. That was the whole myself. Point.
He was. But that's what he was basically saying. Like, I don't let it mess with me like that because I know him personally, and I know he wears his heart on his sleeve. He's an emotional dude, so his responses to me or words to me was out of emotion, and I didn't take it personally. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't have to. I'm not gonna beg him, or I'm not gonna, kiss his butt or whatever. But at the same time, like I'm not gonna diss the man and trip out about him. You know what I'm saying? You
So
know,
you don't
like
think a
now
lot
we
of
ain't
shit
really got
personal?
nothing to say to each other right now. But I ain't. So what now?
So
No,
you
because like man, the only time I really take stuff personal is when I need to. Because otherwise, ain't nobody got that type of control over my emotions or influence on my emotions. Because I manage, control, and influence my own emotions. So that's my responsibility. Like people gonna do stuff. It's how I respond to it that makes the biggest difference.
all right, so okay. Well, so I can't. I know I can't use me an example because so I'll use Herd. If Herd says something negative, if you found out that he said something negative about you, or was disrespectful in a kind of way that you can't look past, you will let that shit go. You could let that shit go.
Yeah. We'll have a conversation about it. Then I'll determine during that conversation if I'm gonna let it go. You know, because we talking about a person that I've known so long, I don't remember when I met him.
Right.
So you know, that's a conversation. Like somebody else, I might be like, ah, man, whatever. Like, go ahead.
But
But
even after the
like I've
conversation.
known him is just as long as it depends on how the conversation goes, though. If the conversation goes in the right direction, then we cool. If it doesn't, that's something I gotta address. It don't. It still don't mean I'm gonna walk around feeling bad about to do everything. I need to whoop him, kill him. With like, nah, like you don't have that. Like, don't nobody occupy that much space in my head except for me and God. You know what I'm saying? Like nobody does, and I'm talking about like you know. So, but I had to learn how to get to you know and I ain't never been the type of person that just harbored like these feelings in my heart about people who probably did something to me out of ignorance, or if they probably didn't do nothing to me, I just took it the wrong way, or they did do something, but they did it in like immaturity and didn't get the chance to apologize. And I can't walk around like feeling, feeling bad about it, or vengeful about it because I could be acting out revenge on somebody who don't deserve it in reality. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I stay away from a lot of that type of stuff because you can't really function. Like you can be offended and deal with it, but you can't be offended and you always think about it. Like you can't get nothing done that way. You can't make no money that way. You know what I'm saying? You can't take care of no business that way.
This is
So
yeah,
that's why I
definitely.
stay away from all of that.
Definitely the making money part. I know I done fucked over. I done messed over a whole lot of money with
Yeah.
beef, having beefs with people. Cause if you have a beef with a person, they got friends that you might want to try and do business with. I'm like, no, man, you beefing with my partner over here. So,
Yeah.
yeah, just fucks over money. You know what? From now on, I've said this before about not having beefs with anybody, but from now on, call me Brother Love.
Yeah.
I love you.
You sleep.
I love it. I love everybody, man. For real.
You sleep
I
better at
love.
night. Yep.
Well, I
What was
mean,
the thing you had about Dick Gregory though?
the thing I had about Dick Gregory was I heard Kevin Hart was coming out with a movie, and he was playing Dick Gregory. I think that's gonna be dope.
Wow, for real?
Yeah, I think it's from what I heard or what I read, uh it's either a biopic or a documentary or biomentary or however they gonna be doing it. But yeah, Kevin Hart. Yeah,
Biopic.
biopic.
Uh-huh.
And Kevin Hart supposed to be playing
Yeah.
Dick Gregory.
Wow. Wow, that's gonna be dope.
But I mean, people throw stuff like that out randomly all the time. Cause I'm still waiting on the damn Richard Pryor movie that have yet to see. Niggas been
Oh,
talking about
Mike
this.
Epps. Oh yeah, well, a lot of
But I heard somebody else finna do it now.
that stuff you have to a lot. Yeah. Who? Well, you know, a lot of that licensing and stuff is in the family estate and all that, and the companies mess a lot of their stuff up because everybody want they piece. You know what I'm saying?
Gotcha.
Everybody want their piece, so that ain't no like regular situation. Like you talking about the greatest comic of all time, and them trying to do a story about him and getting the right actors and actresses, and the companies are like, oh yeah, the people gonna come out for this, so let's do this way, and let's do that, that type of stuff. You know what I'm saying? So, but I hope they can get it done though. I would love to see it.
Yeah, I think that would be dope. Especially with Kevin Hart, because now that he's not always just doing everything is not always comedy. I think he's doing like more dramatic type movies and stuff too now. So I think that would be dope. Where he's probably gonna have a mixture of both dramatic and some comedy mixed in with that. So
yeah, obviously, if he's doing a story on Dick Gregory, it's got to be both.
Yeah, and
got to be both.
While we're just saying that. Man, your boy Faison Love is out there doing some other shit. He said Dave Chappelle stole. He said Dave Chappelle act he stole from somebody else. Faison Love needs to stop, man. I don't know what he doing, man. I just saw this. I saw this today. I was on YouTube and I saw it today, and I want to say it was Vlad. Vlad was asking him a question. And Faison Love was saying that Dave Chappelle stole his style from somebody else out of DC. I was like, dude, man, go sit down somewhere, man. You know what? I don't even respect you no more now, man.
That's what we going. Yeah,
Because you just right now just
I didn't respect him after he said
everybody's name. You just look salty.
Yeah, he pulling the Kwame Brown. I didn't like when I heard him say what he said about Jay-Z being a fake street guy. I was like, okay, dude, like, all right, just go ahead and have a seat. Like, you need to just go sit down, because even though I'm not from New York, I know in a roundabout way that Jay-Z was not fronting about none of that stuff he was rapping about. Like,
because there's gonna be at least one New York nigga that's gonna come out and be like, that nigga ain't show no dope.
Yeah, exactly. And it was funny because Cam said, like, on Drink Champs, he was like, I've been to 560 State Street before. I knew Jay before him and Dane before the rap stuff. So,
and he had Alexis before the rap.
Making it up. he had Alexis before the deal. Like, he was like, so I don't know what this dude talking about, but he was like, basically, Dame knew him when he was like 13, 14 years old. You know what I'm saying? And he was like, this ain't no stuff he just made up. Like, I've seen him progress from a street dude to what he is now. You know what I'm saying? So, and then, he went back and forth with Faison Love after that. And he, like, Faison Love posted out them Photoshop stuff. And then he was like, I ain't had to Photoshop his stuff. I just pulled his pictures from all his movies. It was like, I ain't have to Photoshop nothing. It was all his actual movie footage doing some weirdo stuff.
Funny shit, you're right.
You know what I'm saying? So, right. Yeah. So I just think dude doing that for views. He doing all that stuff for views or whatever. Like, he ain't. Yeah.
All right. One, if you're doing it for views, though, I hope he knows that he's isolating himself. He putting himself on the island like Tom Hanks did in that whatever that movie that Tom Hanks played in. But
yeah, but a lot of these dudes who they got a little paper. They've been on one.
Nigga ain't got no paper like that.
Joe. No. I ain't talk. I said he got. Did I say a lot of paper? I think a little paper. He got some paper. Like, he ain't got a whole lot. He get enough for himself, I'm assuming. But when you start using other people's name as a come up, and you're a grown man, Like, nah, bro.
You're not even doing no stand-up, though.
Nah, he ain't, nah.
You ain't
the last thing he was in news for was beating up a dude at the airport, man.
You ain't creating shit.
Nah, just on there running his mouth about other people.
You're not creating nothing. You fighting with everybody. Causing tension with everybody.
Yeah, I can't rock with.
The perfect example of what you talking about. Ain't nobody gonna want to fuck with you. Ain't nobody want to make no money with you.
Yep.
Yeah, this is a perfect example where hate will lead you.
Yeah, I hope we get it together.
Again, I love you. I'm brother love. I love everybody. Even when I do this, this means peace. I just want you to know. Ask a 5%. Ask a 5%. This one means peace, or you hold like this. This one means war, my nigga. So hey, I love you. I think there's all that I got to wrap on. Did you have anything else?
That was it. That's all I got.
We talked about the basketball, talked about mental health.
Oh yeah, man. Happy Juneteenth soon to come for everybody by the time y'all.
Nigga, ain't gonna be June.
Juneteenth will be. So what? What month?
I mean, you know.
Yeah, boss. What you talking about? Like Juneteenth next weekend, man.
Gotcha. Actually, you know what?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like,
I wasn't thinking that it was June. I was thinking that it was like still May. But yeah, gotcha.
Nah, yeah.
Man, this green got a
happy
nigga
Juneteenth to everybody, all the listeners.
This green got a nigga back in the future. I'm Michael J. Fox on this side. Nigga thinking this May.
And on that note,
shit.
Yeah. Well, yeah. So I think it's time to wrap.
Man, where my Delorean at?
Yeah, it's time to wrap.
Man, I am your host.
Scott Jason. Man, that man gonna get in his car in the morning for work. And man, that junk gonna stop, man. It's gonna be 96 wood there. You're gonna be like, man, hell.
It's gonna be 1996. Hey, actually, I wouldn't mind going back to 1996 and do this joint all over again.
I'm straight. I take 96, but if I go back to 96, I'm probably be in the NBA like 5 years later, because I know how all the little tricks and stuff that they use now to score, I'll be doing all that stuff then.
You'll be doing the Euro step.
Yeah, I'll be doing the Euro. Yeah, I'll be doing the Euro step, that step to the side 3, James Harden be doing. I do all that.
You mean the travel all over the world 3 that James Harden do?
Yeah, I'll be doing it. Hey, if they didn't call it, hey, you can't stop your boy.
They'll be calling it then. You'll be the you'll be the one who's breaking it into the league. You'll be the Allen Iverson. You know, the nigga who gets cussed out, talked about doing all these moves, then everybody adapt to it and start doing it. Yeah. You'll be the innovator. Yeah. But yeah, we'll go ahead and wrap this joint up. Man, I gotta get you back in the studio, man. I don't like this Zoom all the time either.
Yep. Well, we'll do it, man. It's busy season for me, so I gotta do what I gotta do for right now.
Gotcha. Ain't no problem.
Yeah.
But yeah. Again, thank you to the viewers, listeners. Appreciate you.
Thank you, everybody. Much love to y'all.
Memphis love all day. Shout out Moneybag Yo again. Hey man, you
absolutely,
my nigga, you are doing your thing, dude. You are
all of it.
When I say this nigga's on everybody's album that's coming out right now, he is on everybody's album.
Yep, he is. Hottest rapper out right now. Moneybag Yo,
walking Floyd Mayweather out to the ring. I want to say I heard this nigga song in a movie, or it was on the TV show I just watched. It was one of the two. I was like, Moneybag
on the movie. Yeah.
He was playing in the movie, so yeah. So good look. Memphis, we doing our thing. Keep doing it. So yeah, I am your host, Jason J. Will Does It, and I got my guy, Ivan. I ain't got nothing funny to say with my nigga. Ivan, the Grizzly, the Great. You know what? I did notice. It is hiding the little thing there.
What? Yeah, the little dimple. Yeah. Yeah. I let the beard grow back. I let the beard grow back, so it's gone.
I understand why people they grow the beard and have the hair that hides the imperfections of things on your face. Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah.
And we are as you can see,
man.
Another tangent. We are the Off on the Tangent podcast.
That'd be us, Off on the Tangent.
I'm about to go back to the future. And we're about it in time. In town?
Holla back.
Marty
McFly looking at